Hey viewers, welcome to Twisted Vision's Summer 2026 Challenge. And the chosen topic is... do something quintessentially Australian for each letter of the word Australia.
Here at IBIS 32, we love talking about the culture of Brisbane and surrounds. When tasked with talking about things quintessentially Australian for each letter of the word Australia, we bent the rules a little. We'll be listing things that are quintessentially and relatably Brisbane for each letter. Let's begin! We start with our first letter A, always sweating by 10 a.m. Queensland is called the Sunshine State for a good reason, and I'll give you 2 seconds to guess why. Everything's about the sunshine here. We even have a train station here in Brisbane named Sunshine. Yes, people obviously really love the sunshine in Queensland so much, we've even had pleas to bring daylight savings to our state. How many of you rocked up to the first day of a new job or a hot date with sweat patching up in your suit? How many of you had to race home with your groceries before the milk spoiled? Daylight savings. How many more hours of sweat and spoiled milk and ruined dates do we want to be awake for? But hey, if you're not a fan of the cold, you'll love it here. You can enjoy the beach or the outdoors almost all year round, with only about 3 days of winter. Unless you live in somewhere like Sanford or Ipswich who have extended winters by about a few weeks. Which leads to, you, under no circumstances go outside without sunscreen. Now, as a ginger with fair skin, this one hits me personally. I don't tan, I escalate. On a serious note though, Queensland has some of the highest rates of skin cancer in Australia, if not the world. The sun is central to Queensland culture, but let's be clear, it is not our friend. Here, sunscreen isn't a beach accessory, it's a daily essential. You put it on to walk the dog, you put it on to hang the washing out, you put it on because you sat near a window for too long. We grew up with slip, slop, slap drilled into us at school, and for good reason. One arvo outside without SPF and suddenly you're redder than a piece of golden circle beetroot, questioning every life decision you've ever made. So if you're enjoying the sunshine, the beaches, the parks and the outdoor life that Brisbane offers, go for gold. Just don't forget to slop on the SPF or the Queensland sun will absolutely collect its dues. S. Let's go out for...
a succulent Chinese meal.
Yes, believe it or not, this legendary piece of internet meme lore happened right here in Brisbane. The arrest that spawned the viral Democracy Manifest video took place in Fortitude Valley's Chinatown in 1991, outside the China Sea restaurant. Today, that space sits vacant. The China Sea restaurant, however, lives on in Milton, where our local viral icon later managed to patch things up with his arresting officer over a, you guessed it, a succulent Chinese meal. And here in Brisbane, there's no shortage of options. The man behind the meme, Jack Carlson, born Cecil George Edwards, passed away in August of 2024. T. The trains are f***ing down again? I've mentioned in a previous video my grievances with Brisbane's public transport. If you want to get anywhere around the suburbs, your best bets are still the car or the bus. Brisbane is a motorist city through and through. Suburban train stations are far between, and when the trains do run, you're usually waiting up to half an hour for the next one. You might leave work early, only to arrive at the station to find the timetable blank. Services down, replacement rail bus in effect. But hey, at least they're 50 cents right now. Enjoy that while we've got it. R. Racing around the city looking for a car park. Forever. How many of us needed to be somewhere in the city or the valley and were too cheap to pay for parking at Queen's Plaza? How many of us circled endlessly around Anne, Charlotte, Mary and George streets, muttering under our breath as we watched street parking spaces vanish in front of us like mirages? And a shout out to our viewers who might be Uber Eats delivery drivers living this nightmare daily. How was that pickup from that restaurant in Queen Street Mall? And seriously, how long did it take you to find a park for that pickup? Brisbane parking is a contact sport. The only winners are the people who arrive just in time to see someone leave, only for that space to disappear again before you could swoop in. And you can't turn back, because of course you're stuck in one of the CBD's one-way streets, praying that the traffic lights don't betray you while your steering wheel hand cramps from gripping it too tight. I mean, we could have just taken the train to the city or the valley, but of course the bloody trains are down! We reach our second A, Adventures in the Forest. Okay, ranting aside, let's look at something enjoyable. I guess that's one great thing about Brisbane. If it's stressing you out, it's very easy to escape from. Within less than an hour of the city, you're not just out of town, you're in proper rainforest. The Diagula National Park sits right on Brisbane's doorstep and is perfect for a bushwalk when you suddenly decide you need that fresh air after staring at your screens doom scrolling all week. Head up to Myala National Park and you'll find shady rainforest tracks and birds you can hear but never see. It's peaceful and quite beautiful as nature intended. If you're willing to drive a little bit further south, Springbrook delivers waterfalls, cliffside walks, and the kind of scenery that belongs on a postcard. L. Late night valley cuisine. After a nice long bender in the valley or seeing a show at the Crowbar, what's the best thing to do before taking an Uber home? Valley kebab. There are two types of people here in Brisbane: those who enjoyed their valley kebab at 2 a.m. and those who lied that they didn't. And come on, there's no shame in admitting it, it was a fantastic idea at the time. And on the subject of Brisbane cuisine, we have three true staple beverages here: the Pasito, the Milton Mango, and Icebreak. Face it, Australia's coffee is world class. People from the US, the UK and Europe can celebrate their coffee culture all they like, but we've got the goods. People have literally travelled here to learn how to be baristas our way. Flat whites perfected, milk stretched just right, coffee taken seriously enough to be fussy about it. But here's where Brisbane throws a spanner in the works. By 7 a.m. it's already humid. By 8 a.m. on your way to work you're sweating through your shirt. Holding a cup of coffee feels like a personal attack. So instead of sipping something steaming, Brisbaneites adapted. Icebreak isn't just an iced coffee. It's survival fuel. Grabbed from the servo, chugged in the car, downed in 2 minutes flat before the condensation soaks your hand. It's caffeine without commitment, served iced cold, consumed far too fast, and guaranteed to ruin your appetite. Now before we get to the final A, some honourable mentions that almost made the cut. Losing your mates at Eat Street, longing for Top's Maya Centre, the Gap's cul-de-sacs, the towers of Mount Cootha, they've always guided me home whenever I got lost on the south side, the Silvio's pizza jingle still playing in your head when you call for a Domino's.
Call 131 888 the Silvio's number.
And Red Hill Cinemas, because they rule. The last A, a cold one when it cools. Every summer's day at around 5 p.m, this happens. Brisbane delivers its trademark downpour. You can almost set your watch to it. After the storm hits, there's a certain stillness. The streets glisten, the humidity temporarily drops, and the city exhales. But did you prepare your home for the storm season? Did you clean the gutters, secure the windows, and most importantly, did you leave a couple of cold ones in the fridge? That's when a cold one becomes a ritual rather than just a drink. Grab a can from the fridge, find a balcony, and watch the city recover from itself. It's that perfect pause. Drink goes down, the storm leaves behind that fleeting, sweet reprieve, and you realise that Brisbane has a rhythm all its own. Cool for a moment, only to sweat it out again the following morning. That's Brisbane in a can. Sun, storm, sweat, and a cold one when it counts. Alright, 1 minute left. So, let's fill it up with credits and thank yous. Well, it's been a while and a half. It's great to be back with a new IBIS 32 video. Thanks to Tony from T-Rocks for inviting me to be part of this year's Twisted Visions. Please go and check out the other producers who have created videos for this year's topic. And to those of you who have been asking me when more IBIS 32 content will be out, well, it'll be out when it's out. I don't like to rush things, but you can expect new videos to be released this year. Anyway, until next time, cheers!